Yeah. I've actually given myself this challenge. Mike's agreed with me to do it. It's a challenge in here. And I've given him a challenge for 3 sisters, so don't forget that one, Mike. I'd like to say a word about Steve from the Urban Project. He was the guy that got us onto this in the first place. And I've watched him over the months from his first ever paranormal investigation he did with Moxley. It was in a house that we went to the other day, that we found by accident. And he was absolutely terrified, really terrified. I've never seen anyone go out of a window so fast, in my life. And then to watch him go from that to doing his own solos, that's some progression, and a bit of an inspiration for me, because I do speak to Steve personally. Not actually met him yet, but I'd like to do an investigation with him one day. So having that in mind, I'd just like to say to Steve, you're the reason I'm doing this, mate. So anything goes tits up, it's your fault. But I mean that in a nice way. So I've got the brew out. I'm just waffling here, just to settle myself down, because I've seen some stuff proper kick off in here, really properly kick off. And as soon as you get through that door, everything's dark, and it doesn't look good. So the funny thing is though, if I do it solos on my own, it's like I go into a virtual dead zone where things have happened previously. But if I go with other people, I get readings from K2, from the Neko app. Like I've been touched in one place and seen a shadow walk across a doorway in another. But that's few and far between. On these investigations, I think there's a preconception where you go on these investigations and you see all sorts or hear all sorts and stuff like that. Loads of things happen, but it's not true. It's not true. It's quite a rare occurrence. Certainly in my experience anyway. But I don't know whether I'm protected in some way where nothing happens to me and I don't pick anything up or anything. But if you guys know why nothing happens around me, then I'd be grateful for that information. Clear things up for me a little bit. And as I say, if I go with other people, things start to kick off a little bit. And as I say, I've seen a lot of stuff go off in here with quite a few guys like Moxley. His mate Dan came here. He got pulled by his bag into the corner of a room. And Steve's been in here. And as I say, he's absolutely crapped himself and bolted out of here as well. So in a way, I want something like that to happen, because obviously that's why we do these sort of things. The scare factor, jump scares and all the rest of it. But I think my arse would fall out if I actually saw anything. If anything actually manifested itself and came towards me or something like that. Hi guys, welcome back. Just had a quick word with Mike, just to prove that I am doing this on my own. So start the investigation now. So I've got K2. If I can get it out of my pocket. K2 is on now. So there we go. I'm just going to walk around just with the K2 on, just to see in case I actually bump into anything. So far, no vibes at all from this place. whereas when I first came, I was absolutely bricking it. So, and that in a sense is a good reason not to have done an investigation, because you tend to make things up, see things out the corner of your eye, or hear things like that. So now that I'm here, I feel quite calm. Well, as you see, people have been in here. There's bottles of water everywhere. They've even settled down to have a KFC, for God's sake. So I guess that would have been in the daytime, because no one in the right mind will come in here after dark. Not if they knew what had actually gone on in the past with the previous investigators. For now, things seem a little bit serene. Don't know where that pottery's come from. Oh. God, I'm starving. Oh, you get those burps when you're hungry. Those are starting to creep up now. So. Well, that's a good sign. I like it when the K2 doesn't go off, especially when I'm on my own. So, if you guys see anything or hear anything, as we usually say, throw it down in the comments below, please, because you don't always catch everything, because you're so concentrated on your equipment or looking somewhere, trying to focus and stuff like that. You do tend to miss things. And if nothing happens here tonight while I'm here, I wonder if you guys can give me advice on why that happens, and why things only kick off when I'm actually with other people. I personally think that even though I'm into this in a big way, I'm not susceptible to anything. That's the only thing I can think of. The razor blades are still here, not as many though. Oh yes they are, they've all just been kicked over there. You can see that. There's a children's book here. Just give you that. God, you know, I'd love to take this home and read it. I love stuff like this. To Ina Winstanley from Mother. So there you go. So that's another name that may come out in the necro when we do the necro session later. There's also the names on the memory cards. When I say memory cards, I mean in loving memory cards from the room downstairs. Anyway, I've got something interesting to say about this. And the unfortunate thing is, okay, right, that's just spiked. I'm sure it just spiked. Something interesting about this room. When we were last here, Mike's got this a filter that you use on TikTok, and it only works on things that are alive, say like dogs, cats, birds, humans, things like that, anything with a pulse really. But it doesn't work on inanimate objects, right? So it's just a fun filter that kids use on TikTok that, you point your phone at somebody and then you move or they move and it leaves a multicoloured trace behind. But we were using it in here, and behind this radiator we saw a child crouched. And then when we came out later on, me and Mike were coming out here, and just over there we saw the shadow of a child. And for the life of me, I can't figure out what happened to that footage. We've been here several times, and there's always something gone on where we can't actually use the footage that we've actually taken. Like Mike actually lost all this footage off the phone. I'd bought a waterproof case for the GoPro, not realising that obviously because it's waterproof it's going to trap sound as well, so no sound actually came through on the GoPro, just visual, so it's absolutely rendered useless. And that was, my fault for that, being stupid, not realising that an airtight pocket is not going to pick up sound. So this really is the only footage that we've got of the Ivy house. So at the minute, as you can see, everything is dead. Every room is, well, that's not a good choice of words to use, is it? There's no activity. So what I will do in a minute, I'll just go downstairs and I'll do, say, a few minutes in each room and just go quiet, see what we can pick up in terms of sounds, or if anything does happen, anything juicy. God, fucking nose is like a tap, it's so cold in here. But that's not because the spirit, is just because it's a cold night. So let's go in here. So, as you can see, if I come over here, out there, there's absolutely no wind whatsoever. You see that? There's a slight draft. That's different than a wind that's coming through, and that's keeping the place cold. So deathly quiet. Oh God, should choose my words more carefully. Sorry, it's eerily quiet. I'm gonna start the necro up. I'll start in here. Is anybody here who wants to communicate with me? Anybody? Do you remember me from a few weeks ago? I came here with a few friends. Can you tell me who those friends were? Just give me one of their names. Mike, there's one. Who else? Who else was with me? Wayne. Yeah, that's me. So who else was with me that day, the last time I came? There were two other people. Who were they? Don't whisper. Come through clear. Do any spirits actually reside here? The other thing I want to mention is when Mike, let me just stop this a minute. When Mike was using the TikTok filter, this banister glowed, and it's an inanimate object, and it shouldn't do that. The app's not designed to pick that sort of thing up. So that was pretty weird, this. Jay was sat on the stairs there, and he was picking up K2 activity at the same time. So I don't really know what that indicates. Maybe you guys can help me out with explaining that, if you don't mind. So go in here now and see what we can pick up. I think these pictures are absolutely fantastic. The way they've kept their age. You know, when everything else around the house is actually falling apart. You know. I mean, if you cleared all this crap up off the floor, this room is, I mean, the whole house, really, except for that back room where we come in, it's actually in decent condition. There's very little mould. That's all. I don't know what that's all about. So we've done the two major bedrooms. Let's try this one. Is there any presence in this room that'd like to make themselves be known? Can you come forward to the meter in my hand? That's not a butcher's block. Butcher's meat hook. What the heck that's doing here? That's not going to drop off on it, so I'll just use that for like a trigger object or something. Is anyone here? Can you bang one of the doors? Just knock on one of the doors. I've heard you knock on the panelling downstairs previously. So I know you're quite able to knock on things. Not really picking anything up at all. I know something in the past has knocked on this panelling before today. So I know these spirits are quite capable of doing something like that. Guys, I've just heard knocking. Who is it that's knocking, please? But I'm not sure where it came from. It came from behind me. It's like as if someone was knocking. Like that one. And it's exactly that sound. I'm not sure whether the camera picked that up or not. Aye, aye, aye. Who is it that was knocking just then, please? I was just about to do a spirit box session in here because I've never done one in here before. So you can see the K2 meter as well. If it'll stand up. No, that's not the phone because it's in airplane mode. Something followed me in here. Who are you? Who is it? Was it you that was just doing the knocking? Let me just make sure it's not this. Yeah. This is in airplane mode. No, so it shouldn't be interfering with that. This is the echo that interferes. So put it close. So I have to kick this off. That was another bang. Right, that's nice and clear. Can you keep it like that? Chatting amongst yourselves, are you? Okay. Right. I'm going to go around one more time and see what you guys actually say. Alright, so I'll start in here. Can somebody tell me who's in here? Who is in here? Is anybody in here with me? Anybody in this room with me? Tell me who's here, please. I've been respectful all the time I've been here. Did you just say bring? Bring what? Is there anybody in this room with me? If there is, can you move something? Can you make a noise? Weird how it's gone quiet. Where's the child? Sorry, but I can't remember your name. Are you still here? You still like to play here? Yep. Where do you play? Do you play in this room? Yes. Do you play all around the house? Don't whisper, it's ignorant. It's not nice to whisper when people can't hear you. Notice that door's locked again. Put that on there for a minute. Okay, tell me who's in here, please. Is this lady in here? Nobody in here? Wayne again. So you know my name. Why don't you tell me yours? What's your name? What else is on there? I still say, hang on. Joseph Ditchfield. Died April 17th, 1926. Aged 55 years. Joseph, are you still resident here? Stop. That's just absolute crap coming out of that now. It's not as if they're being helpful in any way. So I'll do one more go of this. Joseph Ditchfield, are you here? Are you here with me? If you are, can you come forward and touch the device in my hand, please? I'm calling on you, Joseph. I'm not here to disrespect you or harm you in any way. Just want to interact with you, if that's possible. You know, you'd think doing these things, you know, if you've got dead relatives, that they may come through and try speaking to you, using that as an opportunity to say, you know, unsaid things when they were alive. Things like that. But for me, nothing ever does. How spooky this looks. Are any spirits here? Would you like to communicate with me? Speak to me? I'm on my own. No harm's intended. I do know spirits reside here. You've been seen to do things on previous occasions when other explorers have been here. I think at this point, on the staircase, this is where Steve actually made it to and then bolted out. So, you know, he's a big lad as well, Steve. You know, I mean, I don't mean that disrespectfully, Steve, by the way. I mean, in terms of like size, you're not somebody that somebody would mess with, you know. So for you to run out of here, mate, I can absolutely understand. But I'm picking up no vibes, and that's not just because I'm holding this and nothing's happening. I just don't feel anything at all. Can you take the device into the yellow, please, or just take it out in the green, if you understand that? Thank you. Thank you. Do you think you can come through the device on my phone? You can. This allows you to speak to me. Would you like to do that? If you would like to do that, just take it out of the green. Please. Okay, so you don't want me to use the app. I'm going to put that away for now. Thank you for your presence. Thanks for allowing me into your home. As I said, I'm not here to destroy anything. But you know, to have a mutual understanding, and I'm not going to hurt you and you're not going to hurt me.